please interview me with the questions pasted in the chat.
Absolutely. Let's dive into it. I'll start off with a warm introduction and then we'll move through each question one by one. Interviewer, hi there. Thank you so much for taking the time to chat with me today. I'm really curious to learn more about Gacheta and its unique charm. Let's start with some questions about the places and activities in the area. First, how many tourists typically visit Gacheta each year? Feel free to respond and we'll keep the conversation going from there.
Okay, the tourists that visit Gacheta each year are around two, 2,000 to 5,000, depending of the cultural event or festival held in the town.
That's really interesting. It sounds like the number can fluctuate quite a bit based on events. Now, moving on to the next question, what are some of the most popular places that visitors love to go to in Gachita?
Okay, the most popular places are the hot springs pools, and there are some waterfalls in two or three districts of the town, and there are many interesting places to visit. And into the town, there are three at least three parks for people stay and share and keep and hang out with their families.
That sounds wonderful. The hot springs and waterfalls definitely give it a special charm, and it's great that there are parks for families to enjoy as well. Next up, I'd love to know if there are any hidden gems or lesser known places that visitors shouldn't miss. What would you say are those spots?
Okay, there are a waterfall. A waterfall. There is a waterfall called the Golpe de Agua. Is situated in the Saque district. Is very interesting to visit. And other place is called the Antique Rock. Is very interesting that there are the this place have an historical importance in the town, but is less known than the other places as the hot spring pools.
Those sound like fantastic hidden treasures. It's always great to have those lesser known spots that add a special touch to the visit. Moving on, I'm curious about how walkable Gacheta is. How much of the town can visitors explore on foot?
Okay, the town is easy to explore by foot. The streets are uh, designed for pedestrians in the majority, but all the places are accessible easily.
That's fantastic. It definitely makes the experience more enjoyable when you can walk around comfortably and explore easily. Now, let's shift gears a bit and talk about organized tours or activities. Are there any guided tours or specific activities that visitors can join while they're there?
Okay, there are organized tours, but if you want to enjoy a guided visit, you have to contact the tourism agency.
Got it. That definitely gives visitors the flexibility to arrange a personalized experience through local agencies. Now, let's dive into the community and culture. To start, what kind of cultural activities or festivals typically take place in Gacheta?
Okay, there are many cultural activities. The first one is the fairs and festivals that is held in January. Another is the Holy Week that have an important that is very important for religion. Another festival is the Saint Peter Party, and the last one is the American Corn Festival. Is held around the corn, all the cultural traditions, and the preparations made with corn.
That's such a rich and diverse cultural calendar. It's amazing to see how Gachita celebrates everything from religious traditions to agricultural heritage. Moving on to the community's involvement, how active is the local community in preserving these traditions and folklore?
Oh, the community is very active around the preservation of the culture. And year by year, there are events that promote the culture in the town. People are very active to participate in this cultural contest.
That's wonderful to hear. It really adds a lot of depth and authenticity to the community's identity. Now, shifting to the local music scene, how much of the local music is played in public spaces? Is it common to hear traditional music around town?
Okay, the local music is performing in the inns, especially on weekends. When people share with friends and drink some beers. The popular music is performing in the inns. Some genres called carranga, merengue, and música campesina. Okay, do you know?
Absolutely. That sounds like such a lively atmosphere. It's great that you can hear those traditional genres like caranga, merengue, and música campesina in local inns, especially on weekends. Now let's touch on safety. How does the crime rate in Gacheta compare to neighboring towns? Is it generally considered safe for visitors?
Okay, the crime rate is really low. Just there's two or three incidents in the year, but just important incidents, no? And in comparison with the other towns of the region, are not is not compared because the older region is really Pacific.
That's reassuring to hear. It definitely makes Gacheta a peaceful and welcoming place for visitors. Now let's move on to daily life and traditions. To start, how many traditional dishes would you say are unique to Gacheta? Are there any particular must try foods for visitors?
Okay, traditional dishes. There are a lot of traditional dishes, but maybe one of the most important is the Creole chicken. It's a chicken boiled with a Creole sauce. It's really delicious. This chicken is accompanied with traditional arepas, and there are lots of varieties of arepa in Gacheta.
That sounds absolutely delicious. The combination of Creole chicken and arepas definitely sounds like a must try for anyone visiting. Moving on, I'm curious about the folklore stories that are especially significant in Gacheta. Are there any particular legends or tales that visitors should definitely hear about?
Okay, a particular story there is in Gacheta is called the legend of the Devil's Bridge. It's this legend called about a fight uh, between a farmer and the devil that that made a tip for construct a bridge. The devil had a distraction, and the farmer wins the tip.
Oh, that's such a fascinating legend. The story of the Devil's Bridge definitely adds a mysterious and intriguing touch to the town's folklore. And question one, what foods should a first time visitor definitely try and get at that? Take your time, and I'm excited to hear your answer.
Okay, the food that the first visitor to Gacheta let's try uh, are the garullas and arepas. These food are delicious, and the visitors request a lot for this food.
That sounds fantastic. Aguerias and arepas definitely capture the essence of Gechita's culinary tradition. All right, let's move on to the next question whenever you're ready.
Next question, please.
Sounds good. Question two, what kinds of music are most popular among younger people in Gacheta? Feel free to share your thoughts and take your time.
Okay, the most popular music genre in between younger people in Gacheta is reggaeton, but there are another genres that like carranga, like salsa, merengue, and popular Colombian music. It's a a mixture between Colombian and Mexican music, the popular music.
That's a wonderful mix of genres. It's great to see how the younger generation blends traditional Colombian sounds with more modern influences. All right, let's go ahead to the next question when you're ready.
Next question, please.
Of course. Question 3: is traffic a significant issue in the downtown area of Gacheta? Whenever you're ready, feel free to share your insights.
Okay, the traffic is a significant issue in Gacheta. Despite that the town is accessible by foot, some people park these vehicles anywhere, and this generates a lot of traffic jams.
It definitely makes sense. It's interesting how parking habits can impact traffic, even in smaller towns. All right, let's move on to the next question whenever you're ready.
Next question, please.
Got it. Question 4: how many local artisans contribute to the cultural life of Gacheta? Whenever you're ready, I'd love to hear your thoughts.
Okay, there are a lot. There are a little quantity of artisans because the current traditions not preserve the don't preserve the manual crafts. But there are 2 or 3 artisans in Gacheta that keep elaborating the manual craft as bags or traditional shoes and so on.
That's really interesting. It's great to know that even with fewer artisans, those who remain keep the traditional crafts alive. All right, let's move on to the next question whenever you're ready.
Next question, please.
Absolutely. Question 5: what kind of support does the local government provide for cultural programs in Gacheta? Whenever you're ready, feel free to share your insights.
Okay, the local government promotes a lot the culture. In the last years, there are a lot of different cultural programs to preserve the traditions as music, as dances, and others. But we need to do more actions to preserve the culture in Gachita.
That's a great point. It's always a continuous effort to keep cultural traditions alive, and it's good to hear that there's ongoing support. And that wraps up our questions. If you need anything else or want to dive deeper into any of these topics, just let me know.
Okay, thank you. That's all for today.
You're very welcome. I'm glad I could help. If you ever need anything else, just let me know. Have a great day.